Hello and welcome to this topic. Today let's look at indices. Under indices we have three main laws: law of multiplication, law of division, and law of double power. In the same topic we have other concepts that come in. We have one of them is here with us, the fractional index. We also have the zero index and the negative index. If you have not watched my video on the same, kindly search for them under this channel so that you can catch up. So today, let's go straight to the fractional index. What do we do with the power that is a fraction? I have presented you with a scenario where you have a number a raised to power m over n. So I say this, that there are ideally two powers inside this number. Two powers. The first power is a raised to power 1 over n first, and then raised to power another power m. So the law of double power states that we multiply the two powers. So 1 over n times m, that takes us to the numerator goes m and to the denominator goes n, and that gives us now a power that is actually a fraction. So how do we handle it? This is the way to go. If you have a number raised to power m over n, a is any number, then the first power to handle is the fractional power. The fractional power, that is n, 1 over n. So this says that first find the nth root of that number. So the nth root over here, you can see nth root of a. So if it was base, the n was 2, square root. If it is 3, cube root. If it is 4, fourth root, and so on and so forth. After finding the nth root, raise the whole thing. Then your answer to the last power m. Let's look at our first example. 9 raised to power a half. What is the value of m? The value of m is 1. What is the value of n? N is 2. So this one asks us to do this. First find the nth root, and n in our case today is 2. So square root of 9. After we get the square root of 9, let's raise that answer to power 1. So what is the square root of 9? Should be 3. Although we know that the square root of 9 is basically a plus or a negative 3, because negative 3 squared still gives us 9. 3 squared gives us 9. So let's take 3 for this particular example. So 9 raised to power a half, the answer is a positive or a negative 3. So positive or negative 3. Let's look at another example where m is not 1. So in the first example, I asked you to use 1 here to represent m. Let's look at a number like 16 raised to power 3 over 2. Can you recognize our m here? M is the numerator of the power 3. What is the denominator of the power n? 2. This 2, as we have said, is the one we handle first. So a 2 always represents a square root. A 3 represents a cube root. A 4 represents a fourth root, and so on and so forth. So today, first things first. So the first thing is find the square root of 16, which is a 4, plus or a negative 4. Then after getting that, raise your answer to the power of positive 3. This 3 over here becomes the last power to handle. For purposes of this example and this particular concept, let's take the square root of 16 as a 4, just as a positive 4. We know that there is also a negative 4. But let's take for purposes of this example that the square root of 16 is a positive 4. After you get that, raise that to power 3. Raise that to power 3. So this simplifies to 4 raised to power 3, which is written as a 4 times a 4 times a 4. This gives us 64. Therefore, 16 raised to power 3 over 2. First thing, find the square root of 16, 4. Raise your 4 to power 3, giving you 64. Another example is at 27 raised to power 2 over 3. 27 raised to power 2 over 3. Can you recognize our m? The numerator of the power 2, the denominator of the power 3. So a 3 stands for what? The first step, it stands for a cube root, a cube root. Therefore, the first thing is find a cube root of 27. After finding your cube root of 27, raise whatever you get inside there to power 2. The last power to handle is this power 2 over here. So what is the cube root of 27? Do it with me. 3 times 3 times 3 gives us a 27. That means that the cube root of 27 is 3. So after getting our 3 here, raise it to the last power 2. This gives us what? It gives us a 9. Therefore, 27 to the power of 2 over 3 is simply 9. How did we get it? Find the cube root of 27, which is a positive 3. After finding that, raise it to the last power 2. And that gives us a 9. Every time we are presented with a power that is a fraction, handle the denominator of the fraction first. Nth root of that number. Get the answer. Raise that answer to power m, which is the last power. And that is how we handle the fractional index. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe to this channel so that you can watch this video and many more.